Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from any part of the world that you are watching me from. My name is Femi Ikotun, and I welcome you to BARY with Femi. Actually, this is the second episode of this program, and I'm glad that I'm here today. Our vision basically is to inspire young people to discover their true purposes on time. And the key word is on time. Our target audience are young people within the age of 12 years old and 29 years old. And the reason we are focusing on this age bracket basically is just to afford us the opportunity and the privilege to build a generation of young people that are purpose driven, young people that are mindful of purpose right from their youthful season. That is what we want to do. And I'm glad that you're here listening to me today. All we are talking about is how we can build young people who are relevant, who are significant, who are responsible from their youthful season. Young people that will wake up every day knowing that they have a goal to achieve for God, knowing that there is a call upon their life, there is a solution within themselves that the world needs. These are the people we are sent to. And I'm glad that I'm here with you today.
Become a relevant youth. BARY.
Welcome back. Today we will be continuing with the series we started last week, titled Building a Strong Foundation for Your Future. Building a strong foundation for your future. During the last episode, we talked a lot about foundation, about the power of foundation, about how important it is to have a strong foundation. And I remember telling you about the fact that for a building to rise, they've got to be a strong and deep foundation. That means that the level at which a building will rise depends on the depth and the strength of its foundation. And also made you understand that your youthful season is the foundation of your life. Your youthful season is the foundation of your life, and how high you want to rise and how far you want to go depends greatly on how you build your foundation, which is your youthful season. How you live your youthful season, how you develop your youthful season will tell a lot about what you become in future. You get what I'm saying? And I also made you understand that one of the things that is principal and crucial in building that foundation, which is your youthful season, is knowledge. Knowledge is key. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is wealth. Without knowledge, you can't go far. So today we'll continue from there. And before we go on, I'd like to start by giving an illustration. We're still talking about how important knowledge is and how dangerous ignorance can be. Now, imagine that you're preparing for an exam and your teacher comes in and tells the whole class that instead of them reading the whole book or the whole textbook in preparing for the exam, that they should just focus on chapter 1 to 5. Unfortunately, you were not in class that day, so you did not get the information and you didn't even bother to ask or to inquire what was said in class. So instead of you preparing based on chapter 1 to 5, you decided to read through the whole textbook, the whole 20 chapters. You sat for the exam and you failed woefully. Not because you did not study, not because you did not read, not because you did not burn the midnight candle, but because you were ignorant of an information, of a crucial information that could have made you succeed. I mean, imagine you reading 20 chapters when you could have just focused on reading 5 chapters. That is how important knowledge can be. That is how much a difference a simple information can make in a person's life. You know what the Bible says in the book of Psalms, chapter 82, from verse 5 to 6. It says, they know not, they understand not, they walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are unstable. I have said you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, but you shall die like mere men and fall like one of the princes. That is how terrible ignorance can be. You see, ignorance is likened to darkness. Remember Psalms chapter 82 verse 5 to 6. It says 5 to 7. It says they know not, they understand not, they walk about in darkness. There is darkness when you're ignorant. It's as though you are walking in a dark room And certain things will happen when you walk in darkness. 6 things happen to people that walk in darkness. Number 1 thing that happens is they begin to fear because they don't know what is around them. They're in darkness. It's as though your eyes is blindfolded. You can't see, you cannot make a right judgment, so you become afraid. They begin to fear. Number 2 thing that happen is they become confused and uncertain. Confusion and uncertainty. You're not sure. You don't know where you are. You don't know whether to turn to the right or to turn to the left. You're confused. You're confused. That is what happens. So that's number 2 thing that happens when people are in darkness. That is when they are ignorant. And the 3rd thing that happens is because of your confusion and uncertainty, you will take wrong steps. In other words, you will make wrong decisions. And the 4th thing that happens is you will stumble and fall. When you take wrong steps, you will stumble and fall. The number 5 thing that happens when you're in darkness, in other words, when you're ignorant, is that you get injured. The injury can be temporal. The injury can be permanent. You can fall and break your nose. Well, that can be dealt with. You can fall and break your finger. That can be dealt with. But imagine if you fall and you break your neck. Number 6 danger of ignorance is death and destruction. When you stumble and fall and you sustain some injuries, what happens if it's a permanent injury? It can lead to death. And that is the objective of ignorance. That is why the devil does not even care so much about your sin as much as he cares about keeping you ignorant of what you possess, keeping you ignorant of the value that you have. Imagine you carry gold on the inside of you and you don't know about it. That is the plan of the devil, to make sure that you don't know who you really are, to make sure that you don't know that you have a solution that the world is in need of. The devil wants to keep every young person ignorant of what they are, what they truly are, their true identity, their true purposes. And that is why they go all out looking for it elsewhere, in gangs. That is why a young person will go into prostitution just to find some value, some sense of value, some sense of significance. They go into robbery, into bad behaviors just to get some sense of significance for themselves. Yes, everybody wants it. Everybody wants to feel important. And some people can only find that importance when they're in the gang, doing the bad things. You know what I'm saying? So that is what the devil wants. He wants to keep every young person ignorant of who they truly are in God. And the whole objective is to destroy. Remember what John 10 verse 10 says, the thief cometh not but to steal, to kill, and eventually destroy. So the end point is destruction, and that's what ignorance gives. Remember, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So the destruction that the devil really wants to get us into is through the ignorance. And that's why I'm so passionate to get this knowledge to every young person. A 12 years old, a 13, 14, 15 years old, understanding that they are on a mission, that they have been created for a purpose, that they carry something that that they are so unique and different than from anybody else. There's something they alone can do that nobody on planet Earth can do, and that's why they look different than any other person. God has a plan for your life. God has a purpose over your life. God has a goal over your life that you must fulfill. I'm not talking about your own goals. You can set goals and achieve it, but I'm talking about the goals that God set on your life. And that's why you were created. God has a goal over your life that He wants to achieve through you. And that is where your true success is. Success is not the wealth you have, the money you have, the cars you have, the private jets you have, or the many houses that you have. It's not about money. It's not about material. Success is fulfillment of purpose. And that is what the devil wants to keep away from you. You can have all those things and still not be fulfilled. You can have all those things and still not be satisfied. But when you pursue purpose, when you pursue your purpose in God, when you pursue God's plan and God's purpose for your life, you will get the money, you will get the wealth, and you also find satisfaction and fulfillment. And that is why this in knowledge is coming to you. You must hate ignorance. That's the objective of today's episode, to enforce it again, that ignorance is a devil. You must do all you can not to be entangled in it. You must seek knowledge. Because the Bible tells us again, it says, John 8 verse 32, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. there's freedom in knowledge. So I encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to pursue knowledge today like never before. For this week, I'd like to suggest a few commitments to you today, and that is to memorize and meditate on some scriptures. Number 1, Hosea 4, verse 6. Number 2, Isaiah 5, verse 13. Number 3, Psalms 82, verse 5 to 6. Number 4, John 8, verse 32. All right? I want you to have a personal understanding of what the Bible is saying in those scriptures. Is that okay? That is my commitment for you this week. So I really thank you for coming this far again with me on the second episode of BARY with Femi. So next week we'll start talking about the kind of knowledge you should have. And I want you to kindly share this video, tell your friends about it, tell your siblings about it, share it and comment. If you have any questions, if I've said anything that you don't seem to understand, put it in the comment section or send an email to Femi_Ikotun@yahoo.com and I will be happy to respond to you. I really thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today, and I hope you're a better person than when you started with us. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye-bye.